What's good, YouTube? Cardfight King here, Aqua Life, baby. You already know how it is. Um, so yesterday we actually had locals. I just got done play testing. Here at my brother's college. Just dropped him off at his dorm. But got done doing some play tests, and I'll go into that towards the end. But played at locals yesterday. I decided to, take my deleters for the first time. Um, I've been losing quite a bit with the leaders when I first started playing, day one. But after doing some, initial changes and things like that, and doing some more play testing, and I still have a long way to go with what I want to do with the deck and whatnot. And mostly, I, you know, um, force marker placement, it's kind of things I want to go for in different matchups. Things like that are kind of what I'm looking at, trying to uh, improve on. But went to the locals yesterday. Round one. Round one, I played against Oracle Think Tanks. Um, Went to game three. Game one, I got off a really decent rush. Um, was able to delete his Vanguard, still get some pressure on, knock his one protect marker out of his hand, go into greed hole, and still, be able to close out the game. It was a pretty good. And I didn't use Given, but he was, I did get him for next turn, and I did have another greed hole ride, so that was good. Game two and three kind of went the same way. I had to ride greed hole first, which sucked. But then, I tried to make do. Game three, I actually got to Grayon, the turn after I had to ride greed hole first. But other than that, it was just a bit of a struggle. He was able to get off, get to his pieces. OGT is just really a hard matchup. They're able to make force numbers. I should have done a better job of getting rid of his promised daughters. But yeah, they just make really good numbers on force, and it's just hard in general. And he also saw all his grade threes, but in the deck that generally you're adding cards to hand, you're manipulating the top of your deck, and so you'll generally see them. So I lost that. So then round two, I played against Nova Grapplers. I guess the player was just trying to, meme and I guess ruin people's tiebreakers or whatever it is. Not too sure. But he played Nova Grapplers. I won that one 2-0 pretty swiftly. Not too much to say about that. Though he did get a nice rush off. I did not hit it. I was, even though I didn't hit a damage trigger, I actually had too many grade threes in hand. So I was pushed pretty late, but being able to, being able to delete his Vanguard. I had certain units that had on hit, get some field control off, get rid of his board, reduce the amount of offense he could put out for the next turn, which was really good for me. So that's kind of how I did it both games. Except game two, I really had total control of the game, especially because he had a G assist. Round three, what did I play round three? Oh, round three, I played the Deleter mirror match. Yes, I had a mirror match. The mirror match was okay. I went to game three. Game two, again. I believe I went into greed hole a little too early, and then I ended up being stuck on him, and that just wasn't great. And then, he rolled greed hole. He deleted my Vanguard. I couldn't really do too much. But then, game three, he was stuck on greed hole the entire game. And though he kept denying me any counterblast so I could, do anything else, I ended up just, riding Grayon. And just pumping out, just a rigger here and there with force markers, and I just kept beating on him until, he had to actually hit my Vanguard, so then I could go into greed hole, drop Given, and push for game. So, did that. So I won the Deleter mirror match, and then the final round I played against Royal Paladins, I won that matchup 2-0 as well. Both games kind of went the same. Where, he does build up sort of a board, but then I kind of countered his board with, some of my on-hit skills, forcing him to give up some some triggers in hand, because he didn't want, certain cards to go off. Um, then I was able to delete his Vanguard. Now it was kind of close in a way because, he kept hitting heal like late in the game. I was keeping him around 5 damage, but he kept healing back down to 4, or then hitting a draw trigger, getting extra PG in hand and whatnot. So, and I also ran out of counterblast because he was just surviving through multiple turns. And my final drive check that I beat him on actually hit 2 heals, and so I was able to, at least recover a damage. But again, I really just beat him with vanilla columns most of the time, because I was kind of just trying to correct what he was doing. But by then, I had built up like a huge hand. I had like 10 or 11 cards in hand. So yeah, but beat Royal Paladins. I got in the top. My tiebreakers were really bad, but I still ended up sneaking in the top 4, which was good. So yeah, Deletors are okay. They're okay. Prefer Brant. I know you saw the reveal. Brant, I think, is a pretty decent card. I like it. I like the direction that they're going with that. I kind of want to see more resource management out of their, oh, out of, like, I think they call them Star Hulks. I want to see more resource management for them. However, I'm liking what they're doing. Deleting is actually is interesting. For the fact that, yeah, you get rid of their Vanguard, but I mean, if they're playing like OTT or something that has multiple grade 3s, like Mega Colony, for instance, they're going to keep rewriting their grade 3. And it's like, what you have to do is, like, when you delete their Vanguard, that's where your pressure is. But then again, there are times, like against OTT, where I should have been a lot smarter, and I should have, like, not given him a counterblast, swung at his rear guard, pass turn, leave him at 0 vanilla, then come back with like a greed hole or whatever it is, just stuff like that. What I could have done to make it a little bit better. So I'm getting better with the deck, but overall, it's an okay deck. You ride greed hole first. You're in a losing position already. You do want to see your grade 2 units when you can. I mean, the deck is not horrible, but but you do need to keep rewriting your grade 3s. You want to be smart about when you ride greed hole, because if you can't guarantee yourself another one, another backup, and you're probably not going to kill your opponent during that turn, then you want to kind of consider, do I want to ride in here because pressure, or do I want to just sit on Greyon and try and delete again and then go from there? So a lot of learning to do with the deck, but it's an okay deck. I really want the Star Corps cards. I really want the Brant and all that other stuff. I will be switching the deck to that when it comes out. So there is that. Now, as for some playtesting today, playtesting today kind of went the same way it is. I got my butt kicked. Actually, I was just playing a deleter mirror match mostly back and forth, but I got my butt kicked more times than I actually won. The deleter mirror match is kind of weird. I still haven't figured that out, but I'm pretty sure if I actually go to my main locals, or on Saturdays, then I'm gonna end up playing against mirror matches anyways. But I usually just put the force mark on the Vanguard in the mirror match, because if my Vanguard's going to get deleted and I can't guarantee a ride, then I want my Vanguard to at least swing for 10k, if not 20k, and force, still have that column, force some guard out. Played Aqua Force today, mostly just play Aqua Force against Great Nature and Schwarzschild today, just in some testing. Aqua Force was... I don't want to do this, but I really don't want to put Aqua Force in cold storage, but it's just really hard playing the deck. Like, sometimes it's kind of like I feel like I do all the right moves, and then an opponent hits a trigger or something like that, and then I can't kill them, or they could block everything pretty easy, and then Maelstrom doesn't go off, or Naval Gazer, they hit a trigger, shuts off your whole turn because the only person getting power during that turn is Naval Gazer, and so they'll like perfect guard when you swing 30. It's just... And then, Great Nature Great Nature's Great Nature. If they high roll, they win majority of their matches anyways. If they super high roll, whatnot. But Yeah, that's just extra rambling. But yeah, tournament report. We talked with Link Jokers yesterday. Probably not going to be going to locals next weekend. I'm actually building a computer, but probably, definitely the weekend after next, I will be going to both my locals because I got my schedule changed at work. So definitely that. Definitely going to be some. I'm gonna bring some content from locals as well. Oh, and my boy Black Steve, you know him. He almost went undefeated at locals with his dark irregular deck yesterday. He lost in the finals to OTT, and that video is actually on the channel for my locals, Justice League swag, and I guess I'll make a Facebook post about it so you guys go watch that. Um, it wasn't an easy game for Dark Irregulars at all. OTT is just to me the best, the best protect deck. Them and Angel Feathers really, but it's OTT is just super consistent. But he was dunking up people with DIs. He's not satisfied with the build yet. It's still working out the kinks whatnot, but he's been doing well with it. So. But that's just after video ramblings. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all later. Cardfight Kingdom out. Peace.